I'm a native Texan from a place called Nacogdoches, and I was playing football with a small East Texas college, and a fellow that owned McKinney Drilling Company, which was the largest drilling operation in the country in 1959, came by and says, "I'm paying $2.35 for labor in Pittsburgh." Well, I calculated real quick, that was $100 a week, and there was nothing over $50 a week in Texas. So I said, "Which way is Pittsburgh?" And that's when I got started in the drilling business.
Came into the business very green, was a project manager during my younger days. Presently, I am president of Russo, and following in Paul's footsteps. Of course, he's a man of large stature, and not only physically large, but Paul was large in the industry. He was a pioneer and an innovator of the drilled shaft business in the Birmingham and the Alabama area, and ultimately in the southeast region. He was a real promoter of that industry.
At the ADSC, a group of the guys got together and they realized their product was better than a coffer cell most of the time. And so what they had to do then was go get with the Federal Highway Administration and each local state DOT to promote and get them to convince that, hey, this is a better product. Well, if you've ever tried to do anything with the Department of Transportation, it's a slow process. But in Alabama, we had a real good geotechnical engineering department, and they allowed us to go out there and show that this would work on a project in Greene County in about 1994. And so Dad led that, and it went fantastic. And from there, it moved all throughout the southeast, but Alabama was one of the first to try it. And so that then promoted the drill shaft.
I came to Russo in 1996, recent graduate of the civil engineering program at the University of Alabama. And when I came to Russo, I didn't know Paul Wilson, but I soon realized who he was. He was the big guy on the Russo campus, referred to as Bigfoot. He was a very intimidating man, his presence at the time, but he had a tough exterior from East Texas. But I soon realized that Paul Wilson was very different than what you see first with Paul. And he had a very big heart. He cared about the work itself. He cared about the customer. He really cared about Russo's reputation. And he cared about the bottom line. And he would let you know that. But what I learned, though, is that what Paul really cared about the most was the people. Paul Wilson valued relationships.
So I was brand new to this industry. Really didn't know anything about drilled shafts or any of the deep foundations. So I was able to ride with Paul to go look at projects that we were bidding and have great discussions with him while going to look at those jobs, both about work and life and politics and a number of other topics. So always interesting conversations.
The most fun part about the industry is the field, is actually going out there and doing it.
Ultimately, Paul's heart stood with the field person. Paul was a blue-collar guy at heart himself, and he could really relate to the people in the field, the craftsmen, the drill rig operators, the crane operators, the guy with a shovel in his hand. That's who he related to, and he wanted to ultimately take care of those people because he knew that those people are the ones taking care of the business.
If there is one individual who was in my corner, I would have to say it was Paul Wilson. He really encouraged me, he challenged me, he supported me, and he believed in me. And I can truly say that I wouldn't be here today where I am if it was not for Paul Wilson. Russo would not be where she is today if it wasn't for Paul Wilson. And because of that, I will forever be grateful for Paul, and I feel indebted to Paul, and I sincerely appreciate what he's done for me.
Dad, I'm real proud of you. This is really deserved. What you've done here and what the AGC is doing is recognizing you for work that not only has affected the state of Alabama, but really all over the country.
Paul, if there's ever anybody that deserves to be in the AGC Construction Hall of Fame, it is you. You're very deserving, and we are just proud here at Russo to be a part of your career journey.